Hi guys, Hamish here. Hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas day, if you are celebrating it, of course. We're just having a little look at Spintires here today. I thought it'd be good fun to do this, given it is winter, to hop over into Russia and to have a look at some of these, well, cold winter maps which have been appearing on the workshop. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I found this one on the workshop, which seems very good. It's called The Road to the North. Of course, I will give a link to that if you want to try it out. It was a little bit of a faff to install, but I got there in the end. So we're going to give that one a go, see what it's like. It could take quite a long time to do, and it could be quite challenging as well, because I'm not sure if you can see this, but we've got that sort of blue stuff down there. Now, that's actually ice, and you do actually slide on it. I did have a very quick try to make sure that this did work, although I haven't actually been out of the yard just here. And you definitely slide around quite a lot on that, so this could be very interesting indeed. Now, I have already configured some trucks just here for us to use, because I wanted to go through it and make sure I got everything right. Before we get started, I will just run through what we've got. So, I guess the best one to start off with is the one over there on the far side. This one just here. Now, this is the largest one we've got, and it's the most equipped one. This is basically the one we're going to use to get our logs and to transport them to wherever they need to go. I've just noticed we've got a nice Christmas tree in the back there, so that's very nice to see. Although for some reason it's not got any snow on it at all. It looks like it's just appeared there. I wonder if we can chop it down. Anyway, basically this one here is the one we're going to be using to transport the logs about, and then the rest of these are just to sort of back up this one and keep it moving. So we've got a log thing here and a crane to get everything onto it, which I'm hoping is going to reach this trailer at the back as well, which would be quite handy. So the next thing is this Land Rover here. I don't think it is. It's not actually a Land Rover. I'm not quite sure what it is, but this is what we're using to some Russian equivalent, I guess. Obviously not as good, but we're going to be using this as our sort of like scout vehicle, so we can go out, work out where we're going, and hopefully not get stuck by doing that. And sort of planning ahead a little bit. Next to it, we've got this yellow thing. Basically, the idea behind this was something that's really heavy, that we can hopefully haul things out if they get stuck, because I'm sure they are. So that was the sort of idea with that one. And then finally we've got this sort of utilities vehicle. So we've got utilities points and stuff stored on there, repair points, whatever. And then we've got fuel at the back. So that's kind of going to try and keep everything up and running when we get out into the field. So that's the idea. The map itself, if you have a look on here, you can see we've basically got nothing unlocked if you think about these watch points. So we have absolutely no idea where the good places are to go in this map and the bad places. We just know that we're here and we need to work out some way of unlocking all of this. Obviously, we're not going to do this in one video. It's going to take a little while. But I think the first thing to do is probably to get out in that Land Rover and just have a look, maybe try and unlock this watch point here. I'm just looking at it now, and then we can find out this mill here. We'll know where that is, and then we'll try and make our way to one of the points for us to get logs, which is up here. Just noticed this scavenge unexplored, it says. I don't know what that is, so we'll have to have a look there. Are there any other log kiosks? I noticed a lot of lumber mills and not many kiosks. Beginning to think this is going to take a very long time. So we seem to have one just there, or two, and we've also got this, so that could be interesting. But I think what we'll do now is if we get into the little 4x4, and we'll get out and try and unlock that and discover some of these places. Hopefully see what this terrain is like. So yeah, we've got this thing all kitted out there. Let's get it going. I will say the snow looks really good where it goes onto the vehicle there. And I think you probably won't get fast enough to start sliding around. I think the way out is just around here, yeah. It definitely seems cold. It makes you feel cold just playing this. Now, is that tarmac road? Oh, I don't think it is it? Oh, maybe, okay, yeah. Okay, we've got a tarmac road, that's cool. Let's go and follow this and see where we end up. I've fallen off already. It's like a tarmac road, but not quite that good. Well, let's head here first. And then we'll head up to there. There's a bit of a waypoint. Now I am just playing this with the keyboard because that's all I've got at the moment. I have gone off again. I have played it with the wheel, which I find is a bit easier. Maybe I'll try it with a controller if I can find one. I think I just need to keep it slow. Slow and steady and we'll get there. Alright, where do we go here? It really does feel like Russia in the snow. Let's get around here, but I think... like chasm opening up just beneath me there? Anyway, right. Back into auto. Don't go off the sides of the road because you very quickly sink into the ground. I'm just wondering how much of a challenge we've got here. Can't even stick on the road in this thing. Oh, it's covered in snow. Kind of wishing I still had a wheel. Oh look, there's our there is our watch point. Oh, come on. Oh, scumbag car. Right, okay. Get up to the top of this and we can have a look around, see what we've unlocked. Oh, hello. It's square. I thought these were not rectangular. Round. Okay, so we're there. We've got a mill just there. Interesting. I think what we should do is go and get our log vehicle and maybe start trundling up to the log kiosk, see if we can sort of make our path up there. I'll find somewhere to park this out of the way. But it looks like there's a track sort of heading in that general direction. We won't bother going down there. I don't want to drive down the hill and then have to come back up it again. Let's just park here. And brake on. And let's stop the engine. And we'll hop back up here. So this is the one we want. What I need to do first though, it's quite hard to see actually with the snow, but we've not got very much fuel, so I'm going to hop over to the fuel station just over there and fill this thing up. Now I'm just hoping that this is going to be good enough in these awful roads. Okay, fill up. Okay, that's us full. I just noticed there's another Christmas tree there. Let's try and get this reversed back. I'm gonna say I'm not very good at this, reversing an articulated trailer. When it's got that point which it can pivot actually on the trailer itself. Now worryingly, this thing here, when I'm looking at it, has no four-wheel drive. Looking at it, perhaps the front wheel is not driven? No, it's driven. Maybe it's the rearmost wheel. I'm trying to work out which one is not powered. We do have the diff lock though, which is good. Otherwise we would be in trouble. Now this thing I do feel is a bit easier to control than that 4x4. Just because it's a little bit bigger, so it just takes a little bit longer to turn. A bit more effort required. And if we want, we can hop into the internal camera. Quite nice. Actually looks like these dials might be working now. So I know they never used to. It's just about the right size for that. Although actually what I might be thinking with this four-wheel drive thing, perhaps it is just always on. Not that you can't have it, it doesn't exist. Maybe it is just always on, it's not switchable. So yeah, just like the map, these vehicles are all mods, so I will give links to them and see how to install them. The vehicle's pretty simple. The map, hold on. The map is not quite as simple to install. You've got to have modded Spintires executable installed, which you run the game from. So it's a little bit more involved to get that up and running, but apart from that, it's quite simple to get going once you understand it. Apart from, you know, everything's in Russian, so you've kind of got to understand, well, how to Google Translate it. But other than that, it's relatively simple to get installed and up and running. The one thing I did have, if you do try installing the map, is there's an executable which is meant to do some of the file installation thing itself for these winter textures, I gather. That didn't work for me, so I just had to do it manually instead, so your mileage might vary with that one. Now, where are we? We're there. And this good road is coming to an end, and we want to head that way. I might have even been able to go over there, but maybe don't want to risk that. So what we'll do is we'll head over that way and go somewhere up here. Let's just put a marker on that for now. Well, it has got street lights on it, that's interesting. Now we're getting to the proper off-road roads. Well, they're no roads really, are they? I think it's going to be a case of toggling the diff lock on and off to get this moving, keep it moving. Nice to see that the sun's already coming down. We'll stick the lights on. Short days up in the northern hemisphere. I think we are going to get to the top of that hill though. I was kind of worried when I saw it. Other thing I've got to be wary of is fuel. Obviously we'll need to get that fuel tanker up here. And that, unlike this, is fully loaded. So this could actually be quite easy in comparison to moving that thing about. It's going to be a different story when it's loaded up, this, with logs. Might have to ditch the back trailer. Thing is, with this ice, I haven't been sliding around that much yet. As soon as I disable that diff lock though, it just grinds to a halt almost. Wheels are just spinning. Now where does that go? Okay, so that's going left. Probably where we want to go, to be honest. If we stick on this fairly decent track, we can also see if there's a route in here, but I don't think there is. So let's turn and go this way. Might just be able to see the marker for that watch point there though, which is good news. Be able to see where we're actually going. Oh my god, would you look at this? It wasn't the marker, it was just trees. No one's been this way for a while. It is, to be honest, just a case of plodding on, nice and slowly. Okay, so there's where I was kind of thinking the track would be. It's actually here. Maybe we find that watch point. Can't keep the diff lock on for that long, unfortunately. Oh, hello. What do I spy here? Oh my god. Someone's had a bit of an accident. In fact, maybe they're still inside it, still moving. No, the thing is that going to happen to me when I drive over this? If it does, then that's going to be interesting. Okay, I think I'm fine. I wonder if I can hold that out and get some, you know, garage points from it. That'd be interesting. I might try that if I come along with the other thing. Wary, I do seem to be sliding off here. It's another one, should we? Do you think we'll go through in this one? Oh. Oh, I thought the game had frozen. I thought it crashed then. Hello? Oh no, that's spooky. It really does feel like the wilderness, doesn't it? That wind noise as well going on. I might just stay in the cab. It's nice and warm and all that. Now, we've actually managed to make quite good progress up there. Though we have missed this. I'm not going to get it now, that's for sure. I'll try and get it when I come back, or when I take the fuel vehicle along. But let's keep going. If we can get there... Or do we want... to be honest, we probably want to make our way east and try and head towards that. So I'm thinking at this turn, we might be best off heading that way. It's a little bit off the beaten track, but I think that's the best job. Or the best way of doing this. They're getting closer. Maybe they're hunting. Hunting loggers. It's alright, I've got a crane, I can ward them off of that. Do you not think? Anyway, let's go and see where this leads. What I will do is I'll put a sort of marker down where I kind of want to be going. We've kind of got a general idea of what we're doing. The good news is this does seem to be fairly fuel efficient, so I'm not too worried about that. We should be able to get there even on one tank. I should mention we are playing this on hardcore mode, not the casual mode, so if I do get stuck, I can't just rescue it back, same if I run out of fuel. So I do somewhat need to plan ahead on that in that respect. It's a big muddy / snowy hill. Gonna need the diff lock on for this. If we slide over this side, we can hopefully use that tree to help pull ourselves up. What we do when we get past that, I don't know. See, when you actually play this with a wheel, if you've got pedals, it's quite easy to sort of manipulate the throttle to prevent yourself getting stuck. It's a little bit harder to do on the keyboard because it's just a binary control, it's either on or it's off. Although actually if I just hold it down it does kind of seem to keep us moving. Though in reality I thought I'd just be digging myself a big hole. Just gotta be careful I don't end up down there, I think. Kind of worried about how these chasms keep opening up. Hopefully it's alright. I did try actually a few tracked vehicles, caterpillar tracks on them, and they just seemed to make the terrain bug out, which was weird. So I never was able to use them. You just park it and the terrain would start to deform underneath you. Okay, well I think we're heading in somewhat the right direction. Once we get to the top of this hill, I'll stop and take a look at the map and where we are at the moment. If we ever get to the top of the hill, maybe it is just one big hill. It would be nice if these gauges did actually work, I have to say. Okay, if that's some nicer terrain just there, I might stop. At the moment, we'll keep going. Try not to get stuck. Does it still do the thing if you sound the horn that the birds fly away? Which one is the horn? G, but no it doesn't. Okay, we've got another hill just there. Oh, but we're very close actually, we're nearly there. Excellent, okay. We are actually just about there. I mean, I could, if I'd been careful, I could have actually seen that just on the top there. But that's good, we should be able to get there. Get there before the sun comes up. And then we can see about maybe getting this thing loaded. Making our first return journey. That'd be quite good. The thing is, I might actually be able to do the whole out and back trip on one set of fuel. I might not need to refuel halfway around, which is really good. Now that there, it's heading this way. I just wonder if that links up with that, and that'd be a more efficient route to take. Might be worth trying on the way back. Or perhaps maybe go a known route when you've got logs. Anyway, I think we're going left on this bend. I think we must just about be there. Is this it on the left? Not quite, maybe on that left bend just up there. I was kind of hoping for a bit more of the sliding action on this. With a bit less traction. But maybe that'll happen later. Once we've got this thing loaded up, because at the moment it is quite light. Oh, and we've got a thing to unlock. What could it be? I don't know what K700 is. Oh, hello. Why's it got a tarpaulin over it? Oh. Fancy. Oh, that's useful then. That was basically the thing which I've got back at the start. So that'll be handy. Anyway. What we need to do is load this up, which is always fun. And considering I haven't played this for ages, it's going to be great fun. Now, how are we going to do it? Let's just... There's a tree in the way. Move. Can I chop you down? Keep forgetting that you can't use W and S to go forwards and backwards. You've got to change gear there. What I want to do is I want to get this lined up pretty straight. Without tipping the trailer up. Careful. Oh god. Good lord. Let's pull that forward again. We'll go in from the start. Take a nice wide berth around here. Right, let's get this nice and close, but not too close. Okay, that should do nicely. Now the thing is, what size of logs do you want on this? Is it a medium log? The short looks too short. Perhaps it's short in the back there. That looks about right, to be honest. It's definitely not the long ones. So it's probably the medium ones. I don't think you can tell though until you try loading it. Anyway, okay, where are we? Operate crane. Projector? What's that? I'm pressing the button for it and it's not doing anything. I think it might just be a translation thing, you know. Exit advance. Oh god. How do I get out of here? Out of there. Advanced mode. Brain. Right, here we go. What I need to do first is I need to put out these legs. So that is 8. Yeah, okay, 8. Push those out. This lock here doesn't appear to do anything. I am pressing the button for it and it doesn't seem to do anything. And projector does nothing. So I'm not quite sure what that is. Anyway, okay. Let's jump back into the crane. I'll probably speed this up a bit, but let's go uploading some of these logs, because this can take literally ages. Oh, we're too low. Crane grab is 7. Try and swing that around. I kind of have a weird memory of this when I last played it, combined with the not quite similar controls, which means I don't quite know what I'm doing. Kind of muscle memory, but it's not quite there yet. Anyway, that's kind of in. How many more logs do I need? Oh, my current truck can't carry this load, okay. I guess that means we need the small logs. Well, we'll get this out of here. Okay, small logs. Oh god, that's a lot. Really hard with the whole like not peripheral vision, depth perception, yeah, because obviously this is 2D. Trying to do something which would be a lot easier if you could see in 3D. I need to clear that. Can't do it with all those logs. There we go. If this is not accompanied by the Benny Hill theme, I shall be severely disappointed by my editing. Two more logs. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button again. 4 and 7. It's weird that 7 is the grab button because it's a long way from all the other ones on the keyboard. That's up. I want to go down. Down. Back. Down. Up. Drop it. Done. Okay, we got one load done. And now I need to try and do the other one. Just there. Okay. Well, let's grab... What we'll do is we'll try and grab that crane again, so 4. Hoist it out of there. Grab a few more logs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach into this trailer to load them though. That's the concern. Give it a shot. Oh, that's up, not rotate. Is Q down? Q is down. A is that way. It is pretty confusing. Especially, like I was saying, you've got no idea what the depth is between these, what you're looking at. 2 more need to be positioned. Okay. We should be able to do this. Okay. Last load of logs. I mean, this is kind of helpful that there's a line going down there. Is that me? Am I the one blocking the area? Done! Okay. Nice. What is it? There's 3 points in that, and then is there another 3 here, which is 6. I mean, it's not quite as high as I'd like. Basically, because each, not garage, but each lumber mill requires 8. That means we'll have to do kind of like a staggered delivery, because we can't do it all at once. And it's not like 4 and 4, so it's not an easy number. But that's okay in the case of, say, this one, because you can do 6 there, and then drop some more off there. And then there as well. And of course this one's quite nearby, so it's a bit easier. And there's one there. Okay. There's quite a few, actually. Right, well that's interesting. How does this thing drive now? Hold on, I've not put the crane away. Just a minute. Crane, we'll just do that. Cheating. Okay, well it seems to drive alright. That's good news. And now all we need to do is basically get this back to the start. We've used about a third, a little bit more than a quarter of the fuel, so actually it shouldn't be too difficult to do. I like how whoever's living there has just hung their washing up to dry in the snow. I mean, why not, I guess. Oh, I might have drawn a rude shape in the map. We'll ignore that. Might have drawn a sausage. How's this thing? Oh wow, that is not how I was expecting. We've basically got no damage on it at all and fully fueled up. I really was not expecting that. Okay, that's good to know. What that means is if I want to get another truck with a larger which can carry more logs, I can use this to load it up. And by that what I mean is not this thing, perhaps this. If we don't need it to do the utilities thing, we could modify it with a big log wagon or something. Or perhaps when we get the other one back, we might be able to modify this to carry a few more. So that's good. we don't need to worry too much about having to have something on it to load the logs ourselves. Instead, what we can do is we can basically just use that thing. So there's an idea. Anyway guys, that is going to do for today, for the first look at this. What we'll do next time is we'll just... Well, what we'll do next time is we'll get this back to base. Perhaps we'll modify it. See if we can make it a little bit better, if we can carry a few more logs on it. Of course, we'll have to see how we get back on this, whether it might actually be too heavy with just these. But yeah, we'll see what happens and we'll take it from there. Anyway, like I said, I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas day. I will publish the next one in the next few days, so I'll see you then. And anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I shall see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.